Okay, so are you ready to dive into some Bollywood today?
Always ready for some Bollywood.
All right, cool. So today we're doing a deep dive on this new movie that just came out, Tera Kya Hoga Lovely. Have you heard of it?
I have, yeah. Looks pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, and it's gotten some interesting reviews. So we're going to be taking a look at this one from MovieKaTicket.com, which, if you're not familiar, think like India's version of Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the movie itself is billed as a romantic comedy, right?
Mhm.
But it's got this kind of deeper layer to it too, like dealing with India's obsession with fair skin, that whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a huge issue, unfortunately. Still.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's something that, I think a lot of people, especially those of us outside of India, might not be as familiar with, like how deep it runs and everything. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this movie tackles it.
I agree. And using a lighter genre like romantic comedy, it might be a good way to make it more accessible for people.
Totally. Yeah, because nobody wants to just sit down to a lecture,
Right.
especially on vacation or something.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm curious to see how they weave it in. Like, is it subtle or is it more in your face?
Right. Like, how do they balance the fun rom-com stuff with this serious societal critique?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, the first thing that kind of jumped out at me was where they set the movie, Haryana.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's very intentional, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like a random choice.
Yeah.
Like, Haryana is known for being very traditional, with those deep-rooted cultural values and all.
Absolutely. So setting the film there already kind of amps up that whole commentary on beauty standards, doesn't it?
Exactly. Like, they're putting it right in the heart of where these ideas are so strong. And, well, I love a good dose of drama.
Of course.
So the review here, it raves about the lead actors, Randeep Hooda and Ileana D. Cruz. They play the main couple.
Okay. Yeah, I know them both. They're great.
Yeah, and apparently they've got this, incredible chemistry on screen.
Oh,
And their performances, it says, are, super genuine, very relatable, which, for a movie tackling a sensitive topic like this, I think that's super important.
absolutely. You have to connect with the characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you don't buy into the characters and their story, it's harder to, really absorb the message.
Totally. It's like their performances create this bridge for the social commentary to actually land, right?
Exactly. And it's not just the leads either. The review mentions the supporting cast too. Like Karan Kundra, he's in it, and Pavan Malhotra.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. They're both fantastic actors as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like they really bring another whole layer of depth to the story. Like
Yeah.
the filmmakers really went all out in terms of getting a talented cast together.
That's awesome.
But the other thing the review really emphasized was this balance they strike between humor and poignancy. Like they don't shy away from the heavier stuff, but they keep it engaging, not just like a downer the whole time.
Gotcha. Finding that balance is tricky, but when it's done well, it can be so impactful.
Right. And the review actually calls it a delightful watch. Like, I love that they managed to make a film about a serious topic, but still keep it enjoyable for the audience.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you want people to watch it and engage with it.
Exactly. And speaking of engaging, they give a huge shout out to the music. Like, it's by Amit Trivedi. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, of course. He's done a ton of Bollywood scores.
And apparently the music here is just perfect for the film, really captures the whole mood of the story.
It's funny you should mention that in a movie like this, where they're tackling a somewhat challenging topic, the music can be so key, you know?
Oh, totally.
Like good music can just pull you in, make it easier to digest those tougher themes, and those catchy tunes. They stick with you. Like maybe you're humming Loafer Khan or Man Lovely later on.
Right.
And it gets you thinking about the movie's message even after it's over.
I get that, totally.
Right.
Like, music has this way of kind of sneaking into our brains, right? You're just walking down the street and suddenly you're thinking about the movie again.
Exactly. And that's when that deeper message can really sink in.
Okay, so if I'm getting this right, it sounds like Tera Kya Hoga Lovely is using this combo of, entertainment, the romance, the humor, the music, and all that to kind of challenge how we think about beauty standards.
Exactly. And that brings up a question I think we should all be asking ourselves. If we try to forget all those preconceived notions we have about beauty, what is it that really makes someone lovely? Is it really all about how someone looks, or is there something more, something deeper that makes a person truly beautiful?
Wow, that's a great question. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About what we value in people and all that. So if anyone's interested in seeing how this movie tackles these ideas, I definitely recommend checking out Tera Kya Hoga Lovely.
I think I will, yeah.
Sounds like a film that's not just entertaining, but actually makes you think about some important stuff. And who knows, maybe it'll even change our perspectives a bit.
You never know. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. All right, well, that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.